With it or quit it. With it, quit it.
What?
With it.
We about to turn up in this bitch. All right, what am I winning or quitting today?
The Ravens have committed to Lamar Jackson as their franchise quarterback, and now they have to decide what to do with Joe Flacco. The Ravens will likely shop the former Super Bowl MVP, leaving Baltimore in the hands of a new signal caller for the first time in 11 years. Joy, the Ravens are better off with Lamar Jackson. With it or quit it?
I'm going to wit it, actually.
Really?
Yes.
I'm a Ravens fan, and I don't know if I'm actually witting it.
All right, so here's the thing. Everyone freaked the out during that game over Lamar Jackson, and rightfully so. His stat line at the half was unbelievable. Like,
he had 25 yards passing going into the fourth.
Yeah, it was abysmal.
Yeah.
If you were going to make a change at the quarterback, it would have been at the half. Mm-hmm. So after that, it was just nonsense and silliness that people are rooting for Flacco to go back out there.
Do you think they should have switched the half?
Absolutely not. Okay. Like you committed to Lamar Jackson. Right. He's the one that got you here. Mm-hmm. I know everyone forgot, but the reason that Lamar Jackson got the job and kept it is because Flacco was terrible.
Yeah.
So it's the most popular guy in a losing situation is the backup quarterback. Mm-hmm. Always. Okay. Yep. It would have served Lamar no purpose. It would have crushed his confidence, killed any momentum that the team was working on, and not helped Flacco, because if Flacco went out there and didn't do anything great, which is probably what would have happened, right, it would have been bad for him as well.
Yeah,
and then you have
his stock.
Yeah, and then you have a full exactly.
Yeah.
And you are likely going to trade him. So why would you do that? It just doesn't make any sense. Everyone needs to relax. He's a rookie quarterback who runs a run first, basically only running offense.
The youngest quarterback to ever start in the playoffs as
right.
well.
So everyone just pumped the brakes a little bit. Yeah. Like he is a kid. Mm-hmm. Most people thought he wasn't even going to play this year. Yeah. So I get it. You're going to have a bad game, and that's a bad place to have a bad game. Mm-hmm. But he's the future of the Ravens. No one thought that the situation was sustainable. Everyone knew that he was going to have to work on staying in the pocket more and getting a better pocket presence, and that's going to happen over time. We're very impatient, and obviously the Ravens were on a roll, so you expected some, at least a little bit of fight out of them, which they showed in the fourth quarter.
Right.
They made it exciting at the end.
Touchdowns.
The Chargers tried to give that game away, as the Chargers love to do.
Yeah.
And the Chargers are just a better team. The Chargers are really good this year, in case everyone forgot. Like they are a good team. It's not an embarrassing loss.
And it's really hard to beat two teams back to back in like the same, like it's not a month, but the month period.
Right.
Like,
they have tape on you.
Yeah.
They have tape on you. They've just played you. They know what you're going to do. And the Ravens are run by a rookie quarterback. Like this is the situation. He's going to be the quarterback next year. Obviously, he has a lot of developing to do. I don't think the Ravens should bail on him. I do think they should trade Joe Flacco, because somebody is going to take him and give him some picks for him. And the Ravens are a good team. They're only going to get better over the offseason. I don't think that if you continue to let him play the way he is, then you failed him, and you failed.
Right.
Because you know that this doesn't work.
Right.
There's going to be a spark. There's going to be a period in the regular season where it can work. They went 6-1. Mm-hmm. That's when it worked. Now you get to the playoffs. You have to have more options. You have to have a dynamic offense.
Yeah. And I listen, a lot of NFL teams don't know what to do with draft picks. And so we're like questioning what the Raiders will do with all those draft picks, or if they can do anything. That's why we're afraid of the Colts, because they have so many. The Ravens don't play around with draft picks. They don't usually deal them out a lot. Every first round draft pick for the Ravens was a staple on them doing well in the next season. So I say all that to say, Joe Flacco is a real trading chip. It's Redskins, Jaguars. It's not a good recruiting class for quarterbacks going into this year.
Well, you don't need a quarterback.
But I'm talking about for other teams.
Oh, yeah.
There's not just somebody that's waiting in the draft for them to draft. So they are going to look at guys that are going to be like journeyman, 1-year options like this. My problem is Lamar Jackson's style of play is so different than anything we've seen in the NFL. Same with college football, which is why he won the Heisman the way he did, the numbers he's put up. So, like, I do recognize that he's talented enough to reshape the game and make it his own. But as somebody Ravens, that's my franchise. I love them. I love their defense. They've always been ran by their defense. It feels like I don't trust Lamar. I trust the organization to bring Lamar Jackson up to an ability where he can play, but like there was a part of Joe Flacco that just knew how to throw football when he got there.
Right, and that's what Lamar needs to develop, and if he doesn't, then they're gonna have to move on from him. But Flacco's not the future, so what's the point in keeping him?
I don't know if Lamar is the future the way they think he's the future, though. He's definitely going to be the future for next year and the years before, and it was very smart not to upset his how he thinks of the people that think of him. He's very important to the locker room. He's just not a pure quarterback, and that's just troubling.
Well, they don't really have a choice because they're not going to stick with Flacco. All right, what's next?
Okay. NFL coaching moves are being made as we speak, and they're skewing heavily towards coordinators. The Packers are settling in on Titans OC Matt LaFleur. The Cardinals snagged Cliff Kingsbury away from USC, where he was the OC for 34 days. And the Bucs are closing in on finalizing things with Bruce Arians. But the Browns have narrowed it down to 2 first-time candidates as well. Joy, teams will pay for reaching for the next Sean McVay. Wit it or quit it?
I'm going to wit it. We knew this was going to happen.
Yes.
The Sean McVay effect, even though it kind of tampered off towards the end of the season, is still lingering. We knew he was going to get some people fired and some people hired that probably shouldn't have been hired. There were 8 coaches got fired this season. Mind you, Mike McCarthy still does not have a job, so I don't really understand what's going on there. The Browns situation is incredibly confusing. They've said, it's being reported, they've narrowed it down to Freddie Kitchens and Kevin Stefanski, who is the Vikings offensive coordinator for 3 weeks. Freddie Kitchens is the offensive coordinator of the Browns now. I don't know why Greg Williams isn't being considered for that job. That makes no sense to me. Cliff Kingsbury, he went 35-40 in 6 years at Texas Tech. I don't know why that's impressive.
His alma mater got fired from there.
I don't know why that's impressive. He was with USC for 34 days.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with him leaving USC because who cares? USC is a disaster anyway, and it's a head coaching NFL job. Duh. Of course he's going to leave, and of course you should let him leave because that's how this business is. But
how does this happen?
I don't know how it happens. I don't understand it. And look, maybe he'll be great, but I'm not optimistic about it. I don't get it.
There is something to NFL coaches in a team that a head coach does what a head coach does in the sense they coordinate a lot of things and let other people do their thing. So he, as Sean McVay, probably can just be in charge of the X's and O's of the offense and let everyone else do. If you get enough good people around,
if you get enough good people around you, but you have to be smart enough to do that. And who know? I mean, I'm not saying he's not smart. I'm just saying, are there that many qualified people out there to be that strong of a coordinator? I mean, he has Wade Phillips, like McVay does.
But this is one of those things where you need a veteran quarterback like Joe Flacco or something. Like you need there needs to be veterans around. You need people that coach on the field as well.
They have Josh Rosen. I don't know that this is the hire for them. I gotta say I don't like it. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve an opportunity to be a head coach in the NFL, but I'd like to see him be a coordinator and have some success as a coordinator before getting a head coaching job for the Arizona Cardinals.
That's not crazy to say.
Matt LaFleur is also mind-boggling to me. He was the offensive coordinator for the Titans. He was under Sean McVay for a year in LA. I.e., Sean McVay is going to get some people hired. So, cool, I guess. Sure. I don't know what that means. And Bruce Arians is probably going to get the job at the Bucs. I don't think that he's going to turn anything around there because it's the Bucs and they have Jameis Winston. So, I'm not optimistic about it. I'm happy for Bruce Arians because he seems like a good dude and a good coach, but I don't know that makes a difference. Why is Mike McCarthy why doesn't he have a job? And on top of all that, all the other coaches that got fired, Vance Joseph, Wilkes, Hugh. I mean, Hugh. I don't think should move into a head coaching job right away.
No.
Nor do I think Marvin Lewis should. But Todd Bowles definitely should. I don't know about Dirk Cutter either, but or Adam Gase. But there's other qualified head coaches out there.
Well, there's talks of Bowles being a D coordinator with Arians in Tampa.
And I'm fine with that.
But there's a lot of people who, and we talked about this the other day with Josh McDaniels, like people want Josh McDaniels to be a great NFL head coach.
They want him to be great so bad.
He wants to be an offensive coordinator for the Patriots.
No, I don't know what is going on with Josh McDaniels. His name was out there for the Packers job and for obviously other jobs as well. He's talked about for the Browns job also. I don't get the Josh McDaniels thing. I don't think that your first time around as a head coach, if you're not successful, that means that you're not capable of being a great head coach. But I think with Josh McDaniels, him not being successful, drafting Tim Tebow, passing on Andrew Luck, even though maybe that Elway had a little bit to do with that because, he does help with the decisions there quite a bit.
Yes.
And then you bail on the Colts, which looks like one of the best head coaching openings maybe in the last 10 years, to stay with the Patriots as an offensive coordinator with no hope of ever moving up to being a head coach in the next, when is Belichick going to retire?
When's Brady going to retire?
He's not retiring with Brady.
Okay.
They
might all leave with him. Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick just leave with
Anyway,
Tom Brady.
I just think that this is it's a lot of like very inexperienced coaches being put in positions with, especially Arizona, where you need to develop, and Green Bay, where you got to win now. And I don't get a lot of it, and I really don't understand why Mike McCarthy doesn't have a job yet. And I'm sure he will get one within the next few days. But hopefully the Jets get him, because that seems like the best spot for him. Or the Dolphins. I'm fully open to the Dolphins making a move for McCarthy. They won't do that because they don't do things like that.
They don't do things like that.
I don't know, but yeah, the Broncos, the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Bengals still need head coaches. So I don't understand what's happening, but we'll see.
Obviously we can't predict it because Cliff Kingsbury just is he a head coach now? He's a head coach in the NFL. Yeah. So, there's no predicting any of this.
Right, exactly. Okay. What's next?
Basketball. It's my favorite sport. Basketball. Wait a minute, which one? I was just making sure we weren't accidentally singing
R. Kelly?
Yeah. Basketball, my favorite sport. It's Bow Wow. The NBA playoffs begin in April, and for the first time in 3 years, we're not sure which teams will make it. The Lakers are in the West, but they have LeBron. The Raptors are in the East, but they have Kawhi. And the Warriors win when they want to, but things could get rocky when Boogie Cousins get in the lineup a little bit. Joy, the Warriors will not make it to the NBA Finals. Wit it or quit it?
Quit it. Everyone needs to calm down. Everyone pump the brakes a little bit.
But the West.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, you just.
But Boogie, you don't know how. I'm telling you, there's going to be a month. There's going to be a month or a month and a half of Boogie trying to work into the Warriors lineup, and they're going to figure out if they can use him or not. And during that time period, it's going to be seeding time.
It's not even the trade deadline yet.
That's a good point. February's a big day.
Lots of things that can happen.
Yeah, the LeBron tryouts are going on right now.
The LeBron tryouts are in full effect.
Yes.
My favorite video possibly ever is the shot of LeBron, Pelinka, and Magic Johnson just assessing who will survive. It's really like if Survivor had judges. Survivor doesn't have judges, right? That's not how that works.
No, they don't.
You get voted off.
The people are the judges.
Right, yeah. So this is the people on the tribes. Yes, okay. Yes. Well, if they had judges, they're like American Idol judges, like the tryouts, except for everyone's trying out at the same time.
Ooh, is LeBron Simon Cowell, though?
He has to be. Out of those two?
No, because LeBron always wants to be loved. So I'm going to go, I think that Pelinka is strong for Simon Cowell.
You're saying
LeBron is
Paula Abdul.
Yeah.
Paula Abdul.
Sure.
She's like, hey, you're good.
No, I think that's Magic.
Great.
Yeah, that's Magic.
Yeah.
That's Magic.
Randy's LeBron.
LeBron's Randy Jackson.
No. That's enough for me, dog.
Get Randy Jackson's
Hey, that's enough for me, dog.
That's enough for me,
you
dog.
keep working, though. Maybe next time.
Oh, man. This is the favorite thing I've ever done on this podcast. Anyway, it's a great shot, and it is true. But no, I think the interesting one is the East. I really don't know. I like the Raptors. I think that once we get closer to the end of the season, past All-Star break, the Raptors are going to be playing at a high level. They've had some injuries they've been dealing with. I know the Rockets are playing great, and James Harden is putting up insane numbers.
He's trying to win MVP again.
They had won 11 of 12 before they lost to Portland this Sunday. He is in the MVP conversation, as he should be.
Yeah.
And the Spurs, shockingly, what do you know? Spurs actually winning again. DeMar
DeRozan.
Whatever.
Say they're dead. They're done.
They were looking done, but
the fact that they're looking at Kristaps Porzingis is like, what? The Spurs could get Kristaps?
No, the Spurs are going to be good. They're going to be in the playoffs like they always are. Like that's what the Spurs do. So they're going to be broccoli all year, and then they're going to be in the playoffs, and they're going to make somebody lose. I don't think they're going to get to the Western Conference Finals or the finals, but they're going to be there in the conversation. But I'm interested in the East. I think that the Bucks are someone we have to have a conversation about, even though they're the
Harley Davidson country. I listen. I'm waiting for after February. I'm like, honestly, like, I'm going to see.
Can you just move to somewhere else?
Just some.
Like I need Anthony Davis and Giannis to just be somewhere else.
Well, can we talk about the fact that
No disrespect to Milwaukee. We love everyone that listens and subscribes from Milwaukee.
Yes.
But
I just don't know him personally.
Yeah, we
but
don't know
if y'all like cheese curds,
we love that.
I like cheese.
I don't like cheese curds. You know what? Here's the thing about Milwaukee. You guys don't like the vegetables very much, okay? And I need something. Like everything can't be fried. Not everything.
You can try.
It makes you. They do try, and it's a very sluggish diet.
Think of how pissed Milwaukee is. We were complaining about LA weather.
And
then we just
I try not to complain. It's raining right now in LA, which is a very, very big deal.
Back to the NBAs. LeBron's taking his little siesta right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We didn't hear the pop, but he said he felt the pop. So like we letting him take his little rest while he's having his big meetings.
He got the camera. Huh? He said that. He said he found the camera to say I felt the pop. Right?
I mean, he's a professional. He's been on it. He knows what he's doing. Okay. So I'm just saying, LeBron's taking his little siesta. Everyone's proven Luke Walton's shaking up things via LeBron. Like, honestly, I'm just following the breadcrumbs to see where Kevin Durant ends up next year.
It's not going to be LA.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think the East is interesting, and the West is still going to be won by the Warriors at the end of all this. But they're going to make it interesting. Okay. Great. Solid contribution.
Yeah, thank you.